To be able to stylize any reference, I always ask myself 3 questions. What features make the character on the reference who they are, how I can exaggerate those features, and what changes do I want to make from the reference. Sculpting a stylized artwork using this William reference, I knew I'll have to focus more on his big smile since it's part of his branding. That's why to make other people who come across his artwork on the internet know it's him without a doubt. If this was a person who's not famous, I would have also looked into things like a specific hairstyle they have, any specific tattoos, or the clothes they are wearing on the reference image. The point is, there's always something you can use to show some similarities between the reference and the stylized art. And most of the time, it is things you notice when you first look at the reference at first glance. That doesn't mean you should stop there, but you can also take your time looking at the reference and notice other subtle details too, like how their eyes look when they smile, the shape of the ears, the size of the forehead, and so on. Exaggerating the features that make the character on the reference who they are can be as simple as making those parts bigger, choosing more brighter colors with the contrast favoring those features, or even making the pose of the reference more dynamic. For someone famous like William, exaggerating his signature pose is a cheat code, and you don't even need to see the reference and final art side by side before you can notice it's him, only if that's done right. For someone who's not well known, you can maybe make the color of their hair brighter while still looking at how their facial features look and exaggerating the noticeable parts too. Like with this artwork, although Sarah is relatively known among the Blender community, I had only seen her on this image when I made the artwork since it used to be her profile picture at the time. So what stood out to me was the hair and the color of the eyes. I knew I had to focus on exaggerating that while also adding other parts like the shirt she's wearing and the jewelry. You're basically taking those features, then making them the center of attention, and it all depends on your art style and what you're comfortable making. Sculpting the face usually takes me a while, and I like to take breaks when I'm doing it. Most of the time when I return to sculpting, some features will look a bit off, and I'll be able to notice and fix them by then. I'll be posting a step-by-step video of how I model a character in the near future, so you should definitely subscribe if you're looking forward to that. Please also like the video while you edit. Once you've already noticed the features that make the person on the reference who they are and exaggerated those features, it is now simple to remove or change other things that really don't define that person to make the art how you want it to be or how the client wants it to be. Most of the time if you're working with a client, they'll just send you multiple references of themselves. So it's then up to you as the artist to know what to use and what not to, unless you're given a strict guideline to follow. For the William artwork, I knew his beard doesn't take away from how we know him because I've watched a lot of his videos and I still didn't know he had a beard until I started working on this artwork. So I didn't include the beard on the final artwork. And although he doesn't have a Lady Gaga moment,
I see across the room, X marked on the spot, everybody tryna zoom.
he's seen wearing this brand most of the time, so I wanted to add that to the piece too. But I ended up cropping the design on the rendered version, so it's not a big deal. I also removed the cap entirely and added some hair. Having an art style plays a huge role in making all of this happen. So if you're someone who's still struggling with finding an art style, I have this next video I'm working on that'll help you out. But for now, enjoy the rest of the time lapse.